staying on. A lot has been said about the degree in which there is tolerance for dissent. Some have been talking, of course, about the resources that have been spent, and we have also been talking about the deployment of the forces and how they carry themselves. We'll explore all those issues, but as a way of coming in, still with the ATM, the NFP, the ACDP, and Jama-ah. Dr. Zungula, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. You took part and you were on the front lines along with SAFTU that I saw, along with PAC that I saw, along with the RET forces, and maybe some other parties that were not necessarily wearing their colors. You added your voice to this particular campaign. Why do you think your voice was a worthy addition to this campaign, and how do you feel about all these other parties that, although they would support your initiative, did not become a part of the campaign today?
Evening, Thabo. Look, if you are talking about the state of our country under the leadership of Mr. Ramaphosa, when he came in as president in 2018, the rand was sitting to the dollar was sitting below 14 rands. Now it is above 19 rands. If you're to look at the crime levels, 47 people were killed on a daily basis. Now we're talking about 80 people. The unemployment rate has increased from 25% to 35%. The debt to GDP, back then it was under 50%. Now it is hovering above 60%. Now that on its own is the clearest indication that Mr. Ramaphosa has indeed failed to lead South Africa to prosperity. Therefore, it cannot be business as usual. Like my colleague has said, more than 20 million South Africans go to bed hungry each and every day. More than 30 million South Africans are classified as South Africans that are living in poverty, meaning they're living under 1,000 rands a month. Now, it is for that reason where we as the ATM, we felt that we needed to take a stand. We need to drive a message that is saying things cannot go on like this. We need to take a decisive stand and change the direction in which the country is taken. Now, if you look at the method, you'll recall that there was an independent panel in Parliament that said Mr. Ramaphosa may have committed wrongdoing. However, he was protected in Parliament. The Hawks was approached and the case was opened in June last year. Still, Mr. Ramaphosa was protected. On the issue of the CR17 bank statements, the court said Mr. Ramaphosa must not be transparent regarding who funds him. We went to the Office of the Public Protector. Again, there he received protection. Therefore, the only logical step that needed to be taken is to involve the citizens of the country, because we as parties are the representatives of the people. So it was important to demonstrate to the people that we've tried all of these other avenues in Parliament, in court, Chapter 9 institutions, but this person is protected. However, you as a people, you need to take a stand. You need to correct this. Now, that is the reason why we as the ATM want to applaud the EFF for the peaceful march. We note that leading up to today, the media was abuzz about looting, about crime, vandalism, but none of that has happened, which clearly demonstrates that there was certain sections of society, including the government, that does not want us to focus on the issues that are raised. They want to deflect our attention to focus on a non-existent violence or looting which did not happen. That is why we as the ATM want to encourage people, look at the issues that are raised, particularly on the state of the country. And you as the citizens, let us take a stand and correct whatever that is happening in our country. And critical to that is that the citizens must rise. Thabo, what is important is that citizens must not be disengaged in the politics of our country, because whatever that happens in politics affects them personally. That is why a peaceful protest is one of the mechanisms of ensuring active citizenry and ensuring that citizens are engaged in the process of holding the executive and the government accountable.
All right, let's look then at what has happened on the lead up to this particular protest.